Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition of BODS Mayhem Hour tonight. I have a very, very special guest who's on the phone right now. Actually, this is one of my idols growing up. Without further ado, everybody knows this man. He's from the Misfits, or ex-member of the Misfits, but current member of Gorgeous Frankestein, DOYLE von Frankestein. DOYLE, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Trying to relax from this hot weather we're having.
Better you than me.
Yeah, that's true. So, what's new with Gorgeous Frankestein?
What's new, you said?
Mm-hmm.
We're in the studio right now, recording a record. It's called Abominator.
Okay, and when can fans expect that to be out?
We're hoping for October.
Awesome. Maybe like a Halloween date, something like that, possibly?
Hopefully earlier in the month, like the beginning.
Awesome. Now, is this album going to be a little different from the original Gorgeous Frankestein one, or is it totally different?
Oh yeah, it'll be a lot better.
Now, with this lineup, who's actually in Gorgeous Frankestein right now?
My singer is Alex Story. He's a singer from Cancer Slug.
Mm-hmm.
We got Dr. Chet playing drums, and bass player, his name is Left Hand Graham. He used to play in Graves. Cool.
How is it playing with Dr. Chud? Because I've heard Dr. Chud is one crazy human being on the drums.
He's more crazy off the drums, man. Something's wrong with him. Yeah, he's nuts.
But that's good that you've got people in the band who, you know, can mesh and get along and things like that. That's always a plus.
Oh, yeah.
When you were growing up, DOYLE, and you was with the Misfits and stuff, how was it in your area, the music scene, and you know, were a lot of bands just covering other bands, or were you the guys the only one that actually had your own legit songs?
Yeah, there really wasn't a scene where I was, you know, there was no bands, you know. I don't know, man, there was no scene. The only scene was, you know, West Coast and Midwest, stuff like that.
Now, the bands that you guys actually played with coming up like that, did they cover mostly their songs, or did they have their original stuff?
Mostly originals.
Okay. And this, the new album that's coming out, is everybody contributing, or is it just, you know, you focusing on the songwriting, or is Alex Story, you know, doing his thing, or how's it working?
I write the music, and he writes the vocal melodies and the words. He does what he does great, and I do what I do, you know. He's a lot better at it than I am, so.
Now, you guys, well, you actually did a little tour last year with Glenn to promote the Misfits for what he did with them. While you were on that tour with him, did the Legacy tour ever come up to say, hey, look, you know, we need to take this worldwide and do this with you and him?
Well, that's to be discussed with him. You know, it's really his call. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'd like to take it everywhere.
Right, exactly. And let's see. With this with Gorgeous Frankestein, what do you guys bring to the fans at a show?
What do we do? Say it again.
When fans come to watch Gorgeous Frankestein in concert, what do you guys actually bring to the plate?
What do we bring?
Yeah, I mean, is it like, you know, high energy? Is it, you know?
Oh yeah, same kind of thing I did with the Misfits. Same, you know. That's what I do. Old dog, no tricks.
Well, right, but man, you're awesome at it. I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, you beat the guitar like it's done something really wrong. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it does something wrong every time I touch it. It doesn't work. It doesn't play right. It doesn't play good. That's why I got to beat it up.
So, with you playing the guitar in the style that you play, have you injured your fingers a lot? I can just imagine so.
Sure.
And when you're playing, man, do you actually prefer clubs or festivals, or does it really matter?
I'd rather do festivals outside, yeah.
because I'd say there's a lot more fans there for at festivals too to actually meet and everything.
Yeah, especially overseas. I'd rather play the festivals because when you go overseas, they have different germs than we have. And if you're in a club and they're all breathing and it's hot and they're all sweaty, you get so sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's another thing I was going to ask is, like, could you share some of your experiences, like some of the craziest things that's happened on tour with you, via fans or whatever?
That I can't. I can't repeat the craziest things. Something funny happens every day.
Yeah. How is it playing with Glenn on tour? Since you was on tour with him last year, how was it?
Good. It's fun.
And I'm sure, was it like you guys never left each other, from playing music? Because I could just imagine that, it was kind of hard getting back into the swing of things, possibly.
No, it was like like it never stopped. It was easy.
Now, you guys, well, actually, you have your own hot sauce out, correct?
Yeah.
I'm sure you get asked that a lot.
Yeah.
So, are you guys coming out with a new product of that, or still going to keep?
We're working on a super hot one because everybody complained that it wasn't hot enough. So we're working on a real hot one.
Okay. Now, you have your own guitar line, is that correct?
That is correct.
And who actually brought that out, and what's the name of the guitar?
The guitar, it's called Annihilator. And it's a small company called October Guitars. They've been putting it out.
Mm-hmm. And you actually have your own line of strings and your own amps too, correct?
No, that's not correct. Okay. Incorrect.
Okay, my bad. I thought you had your own line of strings out.
I did, but something happened.
Okay, my bad. If someone wanted to start playing music, what would be your advice to them?
Take lessons.
Very good, very good. And how does it feel to actually, coming from the Misfits and now doing Gorgeous Frankestein? How does it feel? I mean, does it change? Like, wow, I'm actually doing something that I love to do, and
Well, it's the same, it's the same to me. There's no difference.
Now, do you actually keep in touch with Jerry, possibly, or no, or?
I see him once in a while.
Yeah, and do you ever think that there may be something with the Misfits possibly down the line at all?
I would like to do it with Jerry and Glenn. I'm a big advocate of that.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be cool to have Glenn back on vocals. I listened to the songs of 20 Eyes that you guys did on tour and things like that, and it was just unbelievable. I mean, it's like,
yeah, he's great.
And it's like it was like you guys never left.
Yeah.
Now, how does it feel actually having your wife on tour with you? I'm sure that's awesome to have your family there with you too.
Yeah, it's great. It's great, man.
And you was in WCW for a little while there. Tell me the experience that was with them, with Vampiro.
We were like fish out of water there. We weren't supposed to be. We were supposed to play on the show, but I guess Jerry wanted us to get in there and and wrestle and all that, and that's not our place there.
Mm-hmm. And have you actually been in any horror movies, possibly?
I've been in a few movies. I don't know if you would call them horror movies.
I know that you was in George Romero's Bruiser. Is that correct?
Correct.
How was it? Being in one of his films?
It was cool to be around him and meet him, and got to go to the movies with him, and we watched The Sixth Sense, and I got to sit next to him, which was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And talk about the movie while we were watching it. That was great.
What other movies have you been in other than Bruiser?
Insane Clown Posse movie, Big Money Hustlers it was called. That was fun. We were in a movie called Campfire Stories and one called Animal Room.
Okay. And what bands have you played with that you would want to play with again?
Most of them. I mean, you know, once you're on tour with them for weeks, you know, it's fun. Even if you're playing with bands, you know, and it's a different style of music you don't even like, you just like them because, you know, they're fun around to be around, you know.
Mm-hmm. And growing up, Doyle, who was some of your influences guitar-wise?
Johnny Ramone. You know, Steve Jones, probably. The guys in Iron Maiden. You know, Eddie Van Halen. You know, the usual, Jimmy Page, Joe Perry, everybody, Richie Blackmore. I like the guys from Alice Cooper's band a lot.
Awesome. What's the inspiration behind your songs? Or is there any?
You know, I don't know. Just whatever I come up with, you know.
Mm-hmm. So just pretty much whatever you feel is just wrote down.
Well, whatever you know, you make something like, I like that, I like this, I like that, you know.
Now, let's see. How would you want the fans to remember Doyle von Frankestein? Just someone who beats the crap out of his guitar.
What's that? Yeah, that's about it, I guess. I don't know.
Let's see. With this new CD that you're going to be coming out with in October, are there plans to actually tour in early next year, or are you going to go out and just start touring when it's released, possibly?
Hopefully when it's released.
Awesome. I'd like to get you back on in October when that album drops, so that way we can do another interview with you.
Sure, anytime.
Awesome. Now, your recording process, are you guys putting in a lot of time recording? Because I know you're getting ready to go on tour with Glenn, but is that, you know, are you putting in a lot of time with the recording?
Tons of hours, man. Too many. I'm so sick of it already.
How many tracks are on this new CD that's coming out?
We wrote like 38 songs, and we got 8 and 5, and I'd say about maybe 18. I don't know. Usually the label gets upset. They usually want to put 11 on, but I really don't want to do that.
Who's the label of this album?
So far, probably The End.
Okay. And when this comes out, people can actually go to Gorgeous Frankestein's website and purchase a CD there, and plus Amazon and all over the place, correct?
I hope so.
Now, with the addition to Alex's story with Cancer Slug, how did he come about getting into the band?
He was the first one to send me a tryout tape. I had ads in all the, you know, all the papers in L.A. and New York and stuff, and the first CD that came in the mail, and I put it in, and it's the only one I actually listened to the whole thing, because it was written great. Every song was great. I was like, you know, I loved his voice, and yeah, you know, and, we just kept in touch, and then I called him one day. I wrote like 12 songs, you know, and I had them all recorded and, you know, arranged in song form, but no melodies and words on them. And me and my wife were talking, and I'm like, who do I know that's a great writer that I could write with? We both looked at each other at the same time and said, Alex Story. And she goes, call him. I'm like, should I call him? She goes, call him right now. And I called him, and when I called him, he was walking into a Danzig show in Houston. He was walking into the building. I said, hey, Alex, I got a bunch of songs, man. You want to write some songs with me? He's like, oh, hell yeah, man, hell yeah. He goes, send them to me. So I sent them to him, and I picked like 3 out, and I sent them to him. And when I got them back, they were like exactly like I wanted them to be. You know, they were great, and I was like, oh my god, these are fucking great. So I sent them the rest, and we just started going nuts. We were writing like 4 a month.
What would you say your favorite song is by Gorgeous Frankestein or by the Misfits, if you don't mind the answer?
The Gorgeous Frankestein, my favorite song is the new one, Abominator, the title track. And the Misfits, I don't have one.
Well, that's cool. And then, you know, like I said, I can't wait for this album to come out. It's a, you know, it's a new CD coming out by you guys. I've got the very first one from Gorgeous Frankestein, and they're all great tracks. But I'm definitely looking forward to this new one that's coming out here in October. And yeah, I can't wait for this one to come out. It's long overdue.
Yeah, it is.
So when Chud's playing, man, do you have to like duck because he's throwing sticks or anything, or? Cause,
no.
Yeah, because you know, Chud is an awesome drummer. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't find anybody else perfect for that. So,
well, you know what? Wait till you hear him on this one. You're gonna shit.
Wow. Doyle, I want to thank you for your time, man. Appreciate you being on the show. It's an honor to have you on here. And,
thanks. Anytime, man.
I'd like to have you back on sometime, maybe in October.
Sure.
So that way you can we can talk more about the new CD that's coming out, and have a safe trip on the tour, and you guys rock it out, man.
All right, thanks, brother. You take care.
No problem. Everybody, that was Doyle from Gorgeous Frankestein, and we're going to get back to some music.